There's still a few months until Starz releases Outlander Season 7 Part 2. The first episode of Part 2 will come out on November 22nd, and we know a lot about what will happen there. You may say, duh, there are the books, but you know the show doesn't always follow the books. There are spoilers and leaks from the Season 7 Part 2 filming. I shared some of them before on this very channel, and now I'm sharing more for anyone who's interested in knowing what the hell is gonna happen to Claire and Jamie on the show. Here we go. Claire, Jamie, and young Ian were aboard a ship that was traveling to Scotland with Jamie's cousin Simon Fraser's dead body with them too. Jamie was tasked with bringing his cousin's body to Scotland for a proper funeral. The end of part 1 showed Jamie and Claire seeing the shores of Scotland and making us all cry in excitement and nostalgia. From the looks of it, episode 9 will start with the trio going to Simon Fraser's funeral. Their stand-ins were also seen riding horses. The funeral storyline is no surprise since that's the reason they returned to Scotland in the first place. The first teaser released for part 2 showed glimpses of the funeral as well, so it will be the first thing episode 9 tackles as far as the Jamie and Claire storyline goes. But this isn't it. They won't just attend the funeral and go back to America. They will visit Lallybroch to see Jenny and old Ian, the whole family in fact. New young actors were cast to play young Ian's siblings. Emma Rafferty will portray Kitty, Angus Miller will portray Michael, and Megan Danes will portray Janet. There will be a few main storylines revolving around Lallybroch. The first and most important is old Ian's sickness. When Jamie, Claire, and young Ian arrive at Lallybroch, they find old Ian pretty sick, entering the final stages of consumption. His death will most likely happen in episode 10, but we may still see clues about his illness and how Jenny feels about it. By the way, Laura Donnelly will no longer be playing Jenny. Laura had so many other commitments that she could not rejoin the cast of Outlander, so the executive producers found a solution by casting another actor for the role, Christine Atherton, who is not famous at all and is practically a new face. It's a bold choice to replace someone as talented as Laura Donnelly, but I have a feeling she will be phenomenal. The other main storyline of episode 9 will be about Leary and Joan. Layla Burns, who plays Joan, confirmed that she is in episode 9, which means Leary will be there too. Considering the episode is titled Unfinished Business, a big scene between Jamie and Leary awaits us. In An Echo in the Bone, Jamie pays Leary a visit and apologizes for marrying her all those years ago, even though he knew he was not capable of loving her. Leary is the same old as she attacks Jamie. Here, Leary's servant Joey comes to her help, but Jamie realizes that there is more going on between them than a simple mistress-servant relationship. They are having an affair. Knowing this later helps Jamie from getting out of paying Leary alimony, and she gets married to Joey. From the filming leaks, we know that the mother and daughter duo is making a return, but we don't know to what length the book storyline with Joey will be included. The other main storyline from the Lallybroch chapter should be about Claire and Jenny. In the books, when they return to Scotland, Claire tells Jenny and old Ian about her true identity, about how she comes from the future. But since she's the most stubborn person to ever exist, Jenny does not believe Claire. She still views Claire as a witch and a fairy woman. But later, she asks Claire to heal old Ian since he's about to die. Jenny wants Claire to prevent Ian from dying, and she believes Claire might actually have the power to do so. She begs Claire, but Claire says she cannot heal Ian, which turns into another argument about how Claire is heartless. They actually part on bad terms as Jenny refuses to believe Claire no matter what Claire says or does. There's a great amount of distrust between the two, but more on Jenny's side. I do believe the show will do the please heal my husband part and the enmity between them will continue, but I still hope they find a way to mend their relationship. A final spoiler for the Claire and Jamie storyline is the fact that Claire will return to America before Jamie does, which could happen right in episode 9. In the books, Claire gets a letter from Fergus and Marsali asking for her help as they say Henry Christian is very sick. This is why she travels back to America. But Jamie wants to remain in Scotland to support Jenny as her husband is about to die. But the actors who play Fergus and Marsali won't be in part 2 as they both had other commitments. So the showrunners found another reason to call Claire back to America. I'm guessing it's related to Lord John Grey. What do you think? What about Roger and Bree? The last we saw them, they were both in different centuries. According to set leaks, Andrew Whipp will return as Brian Fraser, yes, Jamie's father, but this will not be a flashback scene. Roger will accidentally time travel to an earlier time and we will see Brian, young Jamie, in their house. Connor McCary was cast as young Jamie and should be included in the Roger part of the storyline. Of course, since we're seeing Brian, we will see other known characters as well, like Galis and Dougal. Both actors who played these characters were confirmed to return for part 2. As for Bree, she will face a completely different surprise when she returns home from the Stones. Rob Cameron did not take Jimmy to the past at all. He was hiding the boy in the tunnels. So when he gets rid of Roger, he comes to knock on Bree's door, asking her for the gold Jamie hid. I have a feeling episode 9 will end with that cliffhanger, but what do you think? I hate this man so much, but I also love him. Does that make sense? I blame Chris Fulton for being so cute.
You rock quite a thick knit. You've got such a rug up top. You're like Austin Powers up there. It's quite something. I know. Yeah.
This was pretty much a summary of what will happen in Season 7, Episode 9. If you want to find out what will happen in the other episodes of Part 2, you can check out this video. It will answer a lot of your questions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.